Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Now in today's video, we are going to discuss about how can you use Google SMTP Server. If you have a Gmail account or a Google business email account, then you might want to consider using Google's SMTP service apart from using your own hosting provider's SMTP server or any other third-party email clients. You can send emails using Google's SMTP server as it's reliable, secure, fast, and free for certain cases. However, not a lot of people are actually aware about Google SMTP server and how to use it. So in today's short tutorial, I'll show you how to activate your Google's SMTP service and how to send emails using Node.js's node mailer package. Now, basically there are two types of SMTP servers, internal and external. The hosting providers that provide you with their SMTP server are internal. However, you should consider using external SMTP servers such as Google's SMTP server, as it provides you with several benefits that you might want to consider. Naming a few is that Google's infrastructure provides high deliverability rates. Emails sent through the Gmail's SMTP server are very less likely to end up in spam folders. However, it's not completely exclusive to the SMTP server itself. It also depends upon the domain and the reputation your domain holds if you're using a custom domain. Also, Google's infrastructure is known for its reliability, uptime, and that minimizes the risk for sending email disruptions. So with that being said, let's get started and set up our Gmail account to send emails using the Gmail's SMTP service. To do so, navigate onto your Gmail account. You can create a fresh account also for these purposes if you don't want to use your personal Gmail account. So once you have your Gmail account in place, just navigate to your Gmail and click onto your profile icon. Go to manage your Google account. And in here, go to security, or actually go to this top section and say app passwords. So you'll be prompted up with this menu saying app passwords. Click on this. Now, before you actually do this, make sure you have your two-factor authentication in place, because if you do not have your two-factor authentication enabled in your Gmail account, you will not be able to create app passwords, and you would have to use your Gmail account's actual password to authenticate with the Gmail SMTP server, which is not a good idea. So first of all, go and set up your Gmail's two-factor authentication, and then go to the app passwords. Click continue. I'm going to use my iCloud keychain over here. So in your case, it might be just asking for a password, so just enter your password over there. And now we have now we are in the app passwords. Just create an application name. In my case, I'll be choosing SMTP app. Just click on create. Once you do that, you'll be prompted up with a password, which is a one-time password. I mean, it's not a one-time password, but it's going to be shown only once. So keep that password in a very safe place. So I'm going to put it mine in the notes. So just save this password, click on done. And that's pretty much it for setting up your Gmail SMTP server. I mean, let's go ahead and create a Node.js, simple Node.js application writing in TypeScript. And I'll just go and navigate into my folder, and I'm going to create an SMTP application. I'm going to navigate into the SMTP application and open my VS Code inside of it. Now, since I'm going to use a node mailer service, so I have to install that as well. And I'm going to use TypeScript. So let's say npm npm init -y to skip all the questions and set up our directory as a Node.js project. All right. So once you do that, you will see the package.json file right over here. Now we can install TypeScript as a development dependency TypeScript. And also, we are going to install types for the node mailer package as we are using TypeScript. So let's go ahead and do that. And finally, let's install node mailer. Install that as well. All right. To use TypeScript, we have to have a tsconfig.json file, and I'm just going to copy paste the configuration over here. You can take a moment, pause the video, and copy paste this configuration for running your TypeScript project. This is not a TypeScript course, so I'm not going to explain what these things actually do. So, all right, now we are going to create an index.ts file, and within this index.ts file, we are going to set up our node mailer server to use our Gmail's SMTP service to send email. So let's go ahead and import create transport from the node mailer package, and let's create a transport, and we're going to say create transport. So this transport is an initialization. It's a one-time process that you have to set up for your SMTP server. It needs a host, and the host will be your Gmail's SMTP server, who has the domain as smtp.gmail.com. And the port that we are going to use is the port number 465, which is the port for SSL. We are going to say secure as true. We're going to say auth. And here we want to mention our user. In my case, I'm going to mention my Gmail's user email address, which in my case is this one. I'm going to hide this for privacy purposes, but you can use your. And finally, we're going to use the password that we just created within our app passwords. So just paste your password over here, and we're also going to say TLS, and we're going to say reject unauthorized as false. This is just for development purpose. We wouldn't want to keep this in production. And that creates our transport. And now we want to verify that this transport is actually authorized to send emails from our Gmail SMTP server. So we're going to say transport.verify takes two arguments. The first one is the error. The second one is the success. And this is an anonymous function that we're going to use over here. We're going to say if error, then we're going to simply say console.error and throw the error here just to see what happens in that case. Otherwise, now this is where we're going to send our email. So first of all, let's just convert this anonymous function into an async function, because we are going to use await inside of it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create a message which will be of type mail.options. And here we are going to define from. In this, we can mention our own email address that we are using. And in 2, I'm just going to add another one of my personal emails. I'm just going to say, all right. And we can add a subject over here. We're going to say first SMTP mail. And now finally, we can have some text over here. This is the first SMTP email that I am sending to you. Regards. All right, now we have this message. What we want to do is that we're going to say const response equals await transport dot send mail, and we're going to send the message in here. And just to verify everything is working fine, I'm just going to print the response here. All right, so let's navigate onto my personal email. We don't have any of the emails over here right now. And now I'm going to say npx tsc to compile this project, TypeScript project, into a JavaScript file. It's going to generate a dist directory over here, which has this index.js file, which again has our compiled code inside of it. And so let's go ahead and run this with node dist index.js. As I hit enter, it will take a moment to send this email, and we should have the response printed over here. And I see that I made a mistake over here. It's not response, it's response. So it's not going to work. We need to compile it one more time. All right, and now we can send the email using this node.dist index.js file. This time around it should work. All right, so we have the response and it was successful. We get a message ID. And let's go ahead and see if we actually have received our mail. So as you can see, we have Harry automation service over here and the first SMTP mail. And we also have this is the first SMTP email that I'm sending to you. Regards. Ignore this second email. This is something which I was just testing before this. So we have received our email, and this is how you can use the Google's SMTP server. Just one thing more is that I forgot to mention is that if you have a free Gmail account, you have a threshold of 2,000 emails per day. So that's a good even number for your development purposes. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, guys, then please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions in this tutorial, then leave your comments in the comment sections below and I will try to answer all of them. I really appreciate your subscription to this channel so that it motivates me to create more content like this. With that being said, I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.